Hey, how you doing? This is Craig back from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Today's video is entitled, What Does Alcohol Withdrawal Feel Like? Because it might sound like an obvious question, because if you've ever had a hangover, then you may think that you know what alcohol withdrawal feels like. I'm going to break this into two sections, because there is a kind of a myth that stopping drinking kills you. And for some people that is true. That is true. But only for the real dependent alcoholics. The people who, they're waking up every morning, they're drinking straight away, they're drinking vast quantities of alcohol. They can't function as a normal human being because they're practically living off alcohol. Those people, if you stop drinking suddenly in that situation, you'll go into a seizure and you may die. It's certainly very serious. Most people who end up at my website are nowhere near that level of drinking. They are mainly people who are drinking on a daily basis. And what they found is the nice-to-have glass of wine has become a must-have bottle of wine. Now, the people who are drinking a bottle of wine a day, if you stop drinking a bottle of wine a day suddenly, the chances are you're not going to drop down dead, because you're not drinking the quantity of alcohol for it to be that significant in your system. Now, it's still a large amount of alcohol, and it is undoubtedly doing huge damage physically, mentally, emotionally, and to your relationships, to every part of your life. If you're drinking a bottle of wine a day, you are doing damage to your life in a significant way. So what does alcohol withdrawal really feel like? And the answer is, for most people, it's quite a mild sensation, but it's quite an irritating sensation. And we actually mistake the symptoms of alcohol withdrawal for general anxiety, for general stress. And you probably can appreciate this, that when you get in from work on an evening, you walk through the door. I certainly did this. You walk through the door and you think, oh man, what a day at work. Oh, we were so busy. I'm so stressed. Oh, nice glass of wine. And you pour yourself a glass of wine and you drink it and you go, ah. And it feels like the stress is draining away. And this is why we believe that alcohol is something that is a benefit to us, that it helps us de-stress, it helps us cope with life. Because from a purely logical point of view, looking down on it, that's exactly what it appears to be doing. You're stressed, you drink, you go, now I'm relaxed. Must be the alcohol. But that's like adding 2 + 2 and getting 5. You're making an assumption here that it's the alcohol. And the reason why the drug is so clever is the drug creates that sensation that we incorrectly label as day-to-day stress. And it creates that as the stick, part of the carrot and stick metaphor. This sensation of stress is created by the alcohol to motivate you to drink. And as soon as you take that drink of wine, you get the carrot. You get the reward for complying. Now, have you noticed that the second glass, you don't do that? The first glass you go, oh, I'm so relaxed. The second glass you don't go, oh, now I'm even more relaxed. Oh, even better. It doesn't work like that, does it? And it doesn't need to, because the drug knows it's got you at this point. As soon as you take that first drink of wine or spirits or whatever is your chosen poison, as soon as you take that drink, the first thing the drug does is goes into your brain and disables the part of your brain that's responsible for making sensible decisions, for making rational choices. So now you're going to have another glass. If you have a problem with alcohol, you're never just going to have one glass. It's true, isn't it? You can't have a bottle of wine in the fridge and not drink all of it. How do people do that? It's insane, isn't it? So this is a very clever drug. And the withdrawal from alcohol feels like mild anxiety, mild tension. It's a sensation of unease. It's uncomfortable. It's irritating. And you have to go through this knowing that it will go away if you just take one drink of alcohol. That uncomfortable irritation will go away if you just take one drink. Now, that might sound like torture, but actually, that period of uncomfortableness lasts a maximum of 14 days. That is the chemical kick from alcohol. After that, you're purely into the realms of psychological conditioning. The fact that every time you've had a good time, alcohol's been there, so now you've connected the two together. This is a psychological law of association. And it's very, very powerful. Look, if let me prove this to you. If you started going on a date, you started dating someone, all right, and you didn't know what they did for a living, and the date was going okay, and then halfway through the date you found out that they were a tax inspector, wouldn't your opinion of them go down? Or they were, they gave out parking fines for a living or something like that. Even if you really didn't want it to, wouldn't it be true that your opinion of them would go, oh, okay, yeah, the tax inspector, seriously. Why? Nothing about that person has changed. It's just that there is an association, and the law of association is very powerful. And what we have as drinkers is we have connected alcohol with everything that's important. There's a birth in the family, celebrate with alcohol. There's a death in the family, commiserate with alcohol. We're going to a party, get the alcohol out. It's Christmas, guess what? It's Thanksgiving, guess what? It's my birthday, guess what? It's the dog's birthday, get the beer out, and so on and so on and so on. So we have all this social conditioning going on, but actually the physical chemical withdrawal from alcohol is 2 weeks of mild irritation. If you can get past that, things get a lot easier. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out the full course if you're interested in taking this further at www.stopdrinkingexpert.com.